questions from the audience.
Okay. How about we take maybe 2 or 3 questions all together, and then we can, if there's some overlap, then we can answer them at the same time. I know John always has a question.
Yes. I do have a first question. Democracy is not equivalent to sovereignty. Since my observation second to 1991, May 5th, I was invited by a former president to White House. I believe I was one of the very first Taiwanese was invited to White House. And then in 1997, or actually 98, we published the first book of the American think tank study, including Hoover Institute. At that time, I contacted Raymond Myers, so he's our contact person. So my observation, not democracy, not really equivalent to the. In your presentation, you talk about is Taiwan the nation. You did show that, and at the end, you said the sovereignty is not an issue. But to me, the sovereignty is still a big issue. Today, Taiwan not really has a sovereignty. You know, that is the issue we really need to focus, especially for the young generation. I believe in 1967, I organized in college my English seminar. You know, just like your age, okay? We really care about the future of Taiwan. But to me, you know, even we had an election, but the election doesn't mean Taiwan is the nation. For example, what is the name of the nation? Republic of Taiwan? No, it's not yet. Republic of China? We don't agree, okay? Because other than any name related to China is not represent today's Taiwan. So my challenge is that to you say since the sovereignty is never an issue now, I do say Taiwan sovereignty is a big issue. I really encourage the young generation, like all of us here today, really have to focus. Especially, we are located in San Francisco. And repeat, I've been in this institute for so long, okay? You really need to study the San Francisco Peace Study. If you never visit the Opera House in San Francisco, like a copy was here not too long ago, okay? It's a shame to him that he never visited the Opera House, just in front of the City Hall. That's the place that all Taiwanese should visit. Okay, that's the birth of Taiwan for our democracy, for our future. And I really believe that in the younger generation, with your effort, you have more capability, you have more talent than our older generation, like Stan and I. You know, we're too old, but we really can focus and we carry on the torch to go. Thank you.
So just a quick background. If people, for most people who don't know, the San Francisco Peace Treaty that was signed here was, and I believe this is between Japan and the United States, where Japan gave up its claims, its control over Taiwan. And you can look sort of, you know, you can find the text of this treaty. And the one point is that Japan did not specify who to transfer the control over to. So that's one of the sticking points here in that debate. Do we have another question? Winnie, and then her name is James. Okay.
Okay, so just I just want to thank you for coming here to Stanford and also for your contribution to like the development of democracy in Taiwan. And I actually have just one question that just thinking about, like, I've been kind of following American politics right now, and it's kind of interesting how similar it is to Taiwanese democracy, with like the elections being controlled by big money. And they also have a Democratic candidate here that's advocating for social democracy, like Bernie Sanders. But sorry? Oh, okay, yeah. So I was kind of interested because I also heard that Bernie Sanders has been trouble getting, like, he's really popular with the well-educated youth, but he's had trouble kind of getting to the lower parts of society. Yeah, and I was actually just wondering, because I know you mentioned that the reason why Shamindang didn't do so well was because of media. But yeah, I was wondering if you guys also noticed that maybe you weren't really reaching the lower parts of society that much, and how you guys think to kind of make that better next time.
Let's go to James, and then after that, we'll have the speakers answer the question.
I feel like in the younger generations, people like us, we're not exposed to the Taiwanese media or are never interested in the Taiwanese politics. And in your slide, you say that you like to make Taiwan better. So what are the ways do you think in the younger generations we are able to make Taiwan better in a non-political way?
Let's keep that. Yeah.
I make smaller campaigns. I always say the sovereignty is not the issue, but actually for those who care about Taiwan sovereignty, they will misunderstood, say that we don't care about sovereignty. But what I mean is that actually we don't have to dispute about the issue, because the younger generation actually they already take the Taiwan sovereignty as as a given. We already have that. Now we just need to protect that. So actually, very few people will say that China can represent Taiwan, because Taiwan is already have our own government, our own president. Of course, it's the de facto sovereignty. It's just not recognized in the international law. So now we are going to face the sovereignty de jure. So so actually. But I know that when I say that it's kind of dangerous, because even in our campaign, there are some of the deep green people trying to say that the Social Democratic Party is pro-unification. In Taiwan, if you were say that you were say to be pro-unification, you are kind of dead among the young people. So I have to constantly to answer that actually in our party's the platform, we say the Taiwan is already a sovereignty. Now we are going to pursue more international participation and more international recognition. So that's our answer. And we never use the term like we always say Taiwan is for us. It's quite natural to say it's Taiwan. So that's so for me, for a new politics, the protecting or safeguarding sovereignty is already the precondition for a new politics. So that's the reason that we say we have to to let the KMT to disappear, then we can move forward to discuss the equally important domestic issues. That's our the way we stand.
I think the popular sovereignty is different to the national sovereignty. That's by the definition of United Nations.
Yeah, but
popular sovereignty is different, right? But you confuse the popular sovereignty. It's not national sovereignty. That's required by the United Nations to become a member.
Yeah, but we don't have the national sovereignty because we were not recognized as an independent country in the international law. So that's the issue. We are going to stop in the future. But we already have the sovereignty de facto. That's my real thing. Okay.
Horace, do you want to weigh in, or do you want to
sovereignty issue?
Do you want to? You still need to get to the other two questions.
Yeah.
I won't weigh in on sovereignty. Yeah, I'm actually teaching a course on Taiwan politics right now, and we'll actually take up this question in about 2 weeks. What is Taiwan's status in the interstate system? It's really quite unique. Actually, James' question on the younger generation and their exposure to Taiwan. I assume you're talking about Taiwanese Americans or Taiwanese Australians or Taiwanese Europeans, folks outside of Taiwan who have some kind of connection. I think the easiest way to get people interested is to have them go back to Taiwan and actually to go to a night market, be there during campaign season. Of course, that certainly is an exciting time. And also just hosting events like this where you get to meet other people who actually come from similar backgrounds and have this kind of multicultural experience growing up in one place but having one foot back in Taiwan. And so I think the kinds of activities that ITASA does and you're going to get exposed to a lot of non-political stuff today, it is really an important part of building those connections and identification.
Response to the question, thank you for your question. As your observation, actually we face the similar difficulties the Bernie Sanders is facing right now because we don't have enough resources to go outside, to reach more people. Actually, for those who are able to reach us, actually they are through the internet. Internet is the most the cheapest channel for us. So actually, for the more educated and most of them are young people, they know the existence of the Social Democratic Party. But if you go to the 菜市场, the street market, usually they never heard of Social Democratic Party, never heard of the Green Party. So for us, this election actually we don't have enough time to reach out. But in the future, if our candidate they want to get elected, for example, in the city council, they are going to go to the market every day. I mean, they are going to do the so-called real grassroots, especially in a given district. So they are going to to have more people get to know us. For example, I didn't get elected this time in the Dime district, but I already have a new association based in the Dime district. So we are going to do the 4-year grassroots work within the Dime district. Actually, this time, if you look at my vote, I mean the whole every poll station by poll station, actually I got a lot of votes from the more educated district in Dime, and they used to vote for the.
Because today we're listening to her because she's done it however many years ago. But then, 15, 20 years later, one of you guys, or many of you guys, I hope, will be also up on this very stage, giving the same presentation about how you changed the world in some way. And how does, why do we care about what's going on in Taiwan, right? I kind of believe that Taiwan, as Cara said, is a unique case. There's what other country, what other place, what other society out there is still talking about who are we? What kind of a nation do we want to be? How do we want other people to recognize us? How do we get them to recognize us? And so, I think to me, that's very exciting. And to me, it's a very unique opportunity for me to say, I have some connection to this very exciting place where, honestly, a revolution is still ongoing. Right? It's a very slow one, and it's a very peaceful one, but people